Hey guys, Jay. Welcome back to the channel. Guys, after what seems like almost an eternity, the Razor Crest, which was backed by Haslab and, of course, fans like yourself, has finally started shipping as early as last week. And a few people have already started to receive their Razor Crests in hand. As a matter of fact, one of the friends of the channel, yes indeed, Clarence Wong, who helped show us the first images of the Snake Mountain playset, has also provided us his first take on his own Razor Crest, which he received earlier today. Guys, this is absolutely amazing. Clarence was nice enough to send us these awesome photos to actually give us a first look at this amazing new playset from Haslab, Hasbro, and of course, fans like you. Guys, let's take a deeper dive. But just before we get started, if you enjoyed this type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I post up to 2 episodes a week, and I hope you guys will enjoy. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you guys will always know when new episodes are posted. Alright guys, without further ado, let's take a deep dive and take a look at this. Wow, guys. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. This is an absolute amazing looking new playset. So Clarence was definitely one of the lucky ones who received the Razor Crest extremely early. And I gotta tell you, this is absolutely incredible. Let's take a closer look at this, guys. Holy crap, everybody. I can't believe it. The amount of detail that you can see just by this particular picture alone is stunning. Oh my god, I just can't believe it. The Haslab team really has outdone themselves this time. Take a look at the amount of detail that's in here. The front section alone, you can see all these wonderful indentations, all the Aztec patterning. Oh my gosh, it's just crazy. I love the blasters. They are absolutely insane. And I do believe they do articulate up and down just like they did in the show. This is just crazy. We can see some chrome tips right at the front of the blasters. I wonder if that's because they've been firing out consistently to get away from other ships. This is just crazy. Oh my gosh. We can see Mando's actually in the cockpit itself, piloting the ship. If we zoom in closer, we can actually see there's a wonderful wash on the entire ship. Almost as if, as it's going through hyperspace, it's actually, having a little bit of friction from the entire journey. And we can see all these, wonderful speed lines. There are also subtle little paint details like the markings of the Razor Crest itself. They're almost tribal in nature. We can see that they're a little bit haphazardly painted on, but man, do they ever look incredible. The engines themselves, the nacelles, harken back to Rolls-Royce turbines. These are just crazy. Of course, these intakes don't actually rotate or anything, but the design harkens back to old school aeronautics. I love the indentations on the carvings themselves. Oh my gosh. And everything looks like it's an actual panel, and which can be removed. And in some cases, they actually can, which we'll get to in a second. I love the landing gear. Very reminiscent of ships like Voyager from Star Trek. This is just crazy. Oh my gosh, just loving it. The airlock itself with a ramp, very reminiscent of other Star Wars vehicles like the Millennium Falcon. I love the attention to detail, even in the landing gear. With certain playsets, is probably the last place that most designers take a look at, mainly because of costs. But because this was a crowdsourced project and it did so well, they were actually able to dive in really deep and get some more wonderful detail in there. It's just amazing. This is freaking insane. I can't believe this, guys. Incredible. If we look at some of the finer details here, you can even see down here there's some like messy welding points on the actual hull itself. This is crazy, guys. I can't believe just how much detail they've been able to put into this one particular vehicle. I am beside myself. Holy crap. And we've just taken a quick look at the exterior of the vehicle itself. There we go. This is the front view of the cockpit itself, a little bit of a closer angle. We can see Mando here. The glass itself is wonderfully rendered. I do love that it has a slight tint on it. It's not exactly opaque. And yeah, there's a bit of a haze as well, almost as if it's been in space for so long and Mando just can't be bothered to clean the shield. So wonderful. We can see a lot of small details inside of the cockpit itself, even outside, looking in. This is just beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love, again, the detail that's in the paneling, looking as if everything can be removed and reconstructed. This is so amazing. Oh my gosh, just crazy. Again, the wonderful wash that's over the entire ship. It looks like everything's sort of like aging. There's a bit of patina everywhere. This is just beautiful. I love the attention to detail that the Star Wars Haslab team has really put into this. Incredible. Here we get a view of the actual canopy removed, and we can see the rear doors here are beautifully rendered. I love the fact that you can probably open up the doors to see right through the rest of the ship. There also seem to be an additional 2 seats right behind Mando. This is, of course, a wonderful detail which was shown because Grogu can actually sit in one of those seats, as well as an additional passenger, probably somebody who might be carrying some eggs from time to time to get from one place to another. This is beautiful. I love the fact that Mando is sitting here. All the controls are within easy reach of both of his hands. The cockpit is well suited for this particular character. We can see here that he's engaging the thrusters with his left hand while he's having the control stick on his right. Beautiful attention to detail here. I can't believe it. This is just absolutely wonderful. You can see all the knobs, the switches, everything. Every little piece is wonderfully, richly detailed. This is just a triumph for the Star Wars team. I cannot believe it. Wow, guys, this is just incredible. Here we have a side view of the ship itself. Batman, He-Man, and Granamir have decided to pay a visit as well. This is just awesome. Here we have the side profile of the ship. My goodness. Again, just wonderfully detailed. I can't believe that this is in the homes of people who backed it. Congratulations to everybody who backed this project. This is incredible. We can see here that the turbines at the end, where the exhaust comes out, it actually has some discoloration, probably because the thrusters themselves are just expelling so much heat that the metal itself is fatiguing over time. I still can't believe many of these panels can actually come off and reveal additional details underneath the paneling. Beautiful. This is just crazy. The shape itself, it just screams Star Wars. It's just beautiful. Here we see one of those panels being removed, and right underneath we see some additional details. This, of course, is probably part of the engine compartment. We can see some of the ventilation here. It is a singular sculpt, and it's only just one blue, which is unfortunate. I think that it might have benefited from a few more paint details, but what's here is beautiful. I love the additional sculpted details. Seriously, when it comes down to this level of detail, I have to say, it really does remind you that this actually is a toy, and honestly, the detail is there, and I really do love it. What this allows for is customizers to go in there and have just a wonderful time. That one screw there that's peeking out, that is a little bit of an eyesore, but I'm pretty sure if you are a customizer, you'll go in there and you'll fix that up right away. Here we can see that additional panels have been removed, and yes, this is closer to the engine bay. Just one singular blue molded color, but still, I do love the detail that they put into it. It really doesn't detract too much from the overall piece. Engine coverings can come off, as we can see here, and wow, a lot more detail in this section. We'll probably get to some more close-ups. We can just keep removing panel after panel after panel, revealing more rich detail in every section of the ship. Incredible. Here we zoom in on some of that wonderful detail. Yeah, we can see a lot of different Aztec patterning here. We can see some of the electrical cabling that's running all over the entire ship. Obviously, when the Jawas got in here, they really dug in and ripped the entire thing apart. It's amazing that Quill and Mando were able to put this whole thing back together. Just insane. Here we have that wonderful detail on the top panel of the engine compartment. Oh my gosh, this really does harken back to the old Rolls-Royce airplane engines. Just gorgeous. We can almost see pistons here at the top, which they're not, obviously. They must be some sort of plasma injection or something along those lines. But beautiful, rich detail in here. There does seem to be a slight wash over these engine parts as well. It is mostly just a single gunmetal gray, but if we look closely, we can see that certain parts of the engine are actually a slightly different color. A little bit of additional silver paint details here. Beautiful. Here we see another angle of the ship on the opposite side, and this is where a lot of the wonderful interior details start to show themselves. Let's zoom in here, guys. This is going to be great. Wow, there we go. And as we can see, the blasters do pivot up and down to get a better angle at each of their targets. The additional details, very, very similar to the opposite side of the ship. Everything, once again, on the interior panels is sculpted in a singular blue color. I really do think that customizers are going to have a dream just customizing this thing to the nth degree. We can see here on the upward platform ramp that it leads right into the armory. Beautiful stuff. We'll take a closer look into that. We can actually see here a couple of carbon frozen inmates hanging like they're a bunch of suits being ready to be worn. This is just crazy. We also see additional like wonderful rich details. There's at least 1, 2, 3, 4 inmates in this particular slide. Now, what's happening here is I believe they're on a rail being propped up on the side of the wall. I do know that you can take off the top of the Razor Crest to get a better angle. This is just gorgeous. Oh my gosh. It's even got a cross-section removable panel, almost looking at this like an aquarium. It is just that kind of attention to detail that really tells you where the money was spent on this. And if we scroll down here, we can actually see the panel itself is fraught with detail. Even when you remove the panel itself, 9 times out of 10, it would just be a flat sheet of plastic. But no, on the interior part of the panel, we can see that there's just wonderful, rich detail in terms of like the accessories which are attached to the walls. Oh my gosh, this is just crazy. Supplies, air-breathing canisters, and again, the wall itself is wonderfully detailed with struts and electronics, wires everywhere. The patina runs everywhere. You can see all the grime and the detail. Again, very reminiscent of a Star Wars type of ship. Just beautiful. Here we get to see a closed version of the interior. Everything's locked down, ready for space travel. We can see here the armory shutter doors have been closed. The portable carbon freezing unit has been closed. Possibly someone has already been thrown in there to activate the carbon freezing process. Here we can see the closet, which is full of inmates, ready to be transported. And of course, the cargo netting and everything has been buttoned up, ready for transport throughout the next jump into hyperdrive. Here we see a beautiful angle which Clarence has taken from the airlock into the interior of the ship. We can see that someone has just finished their carbon freezing process. The door has swung open, and it would be just amazing if we can get little jets of steam coming out of there. I think that would be absolutely insane. Not too sure who this is. Maybe it's Trandoshan, maybe it's somebody else who's been on the run and has just been captured. Very reminiscent of the way Han Solo looked when he got captured. I love the way the pistons here are wonderfully sculpted, and the door itself on hinges just lifts up. The floorboards themselves, they look like they can lift up, almost as if they're a smuggling type option. Wink, wink. They do look incredible. Here we have that aquarium view look. The agony that a lot of these inmates are in when they're going through the carbon freezing process, they're literally screaming. It's absolutely insane. This one obviously still has handcuffs on. This inmate, he basically was trying to tap his way out, just basically begging for help, trying to get removed. We see a young lady here who obviously did not like the carbon freezing process. It looks like one of Greedo's cousins has been captured as well. Here we have a beautiful angle of the interior of the ship, the hallways. Oh my gosh, this is just insane. I love the way Clarence has taken this photograph. Very, very wonderful mood lighting. It just looks incredible. We have Grogu's little cradle here where he sleeps. And of course, this is the storage closet where, unfortunately, Mando keeps Grogu home away from home, his little enclave cradle. It was beautiful. There is a additional storage here at the bottom, swing door which opens up and you can store additional pieces there. I believe this is a toilet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Look at the amount of detail in there. It is grimy, it is filthy, it is beautiful. I can't believe it. Yeah, we can see the plumbing here. It's crazy. There is the actual toilet seat. Oh my gosh, that is so crazy. I wonder if that I don't think we've seen it here, but I wonder if that actually lifts up so you can actually see somebody taking a dump. That is just insane. That is one tight toilet seat. It definitely is reminiscent of the way it would be in an airplane situation. Here we see Clarence has removed the top from the Razor Crest itself. We can get this wonderful overhead look into the hallway. The cargo netting is been strewn across the entire section of the hallway. We can see all this wonderful detail here for all the wires and plumbing which goes throughout the ship. This is definitely a ship which is lived in. It's Mando's home away from home. This is just beautiful. Again, just wonderful attention to detail here with the additional satchels, all of the different weapons that are just hanging around. This is another one of those aquarium shots that just looks so wonderful. We see Mando walking through the hallways here. Just adds to the mystique, almost as if there's an emergency happening inside the ship. Mando's running through the hallways. This is just amazing. That ladder definitely leads up to the second level, which we'll never actually see, but that's actually how Mando accesses the bridge. And here we get to see another angle from the rear of the ship. The cargo hold has opened up completely, allowing for each of the inmates to be slid out through the top guide rail. This is just absolutely stunning. If we zoom in here, we can see that there are additional slots where you can hang each of their inmates for transportation. exactly the way it was in the show. My God, I cannot believe just how much detail is here. If we look in the corner here, more intricate carvings of the electronics and some of the inner workings of the landing gear. I just cannot believe how much detail has been put into this project. Once again, bravo to the Star Wars Haslab team. You guys have outdone yourselves. And here we see Mando exiting his ship, and there's someone here to greet him. It is in fact Master Chief. He's come to take a look at him, maybe even become a passenger on his next trip to God knows where. This is just so beautiful. Once again, all these wonderful little details on the paneling, these exterior shots here, which show, I don't know exactly what these are, whether they're, refueling ports or little access stations where diagnostics can be made. We can see wing hinges here, so basically this entire panel here can probably be removed. Just beautiful attention to detail here. I just cannot believe. The closer you zoom in, the more detail just starts to show up. Once again, congratulations, Star Wars Haslab team. You guys have done it. Once again, we have one last look at the armory leading up the ramp. We can actually see the armory itself beautifully displayed. As I understand it, when you open up the Razor Crest, each of these guns is actually in a small bag, and you have to individually slot each of these guns into their position. I'm not sure if they have a map which you can follow, but it sure does look like that is left up to your own customization aspect. We have all these pegs for each of these different blasters. It's just absolutely beautiful. I love the armory doors which swing open. The interior just looks so much better. It really is one of those just surprise features. As we saw on the show, you didn't even know what it was, and when you open up the door, you're like, whoa, this guy is literally ready for war. He is armed to the teeth. We have thermal detonators, we have huge blasters, side arms, everything you can imagine. Do not mess with the Mandalorian. Weapons are part of their religion. And finally, guys, just as a little small note, Mando did pick up a passenger at the end. Master Chief has decided to go into space and follow Mando on some of his adventures. Absolutely insane. Guys, this has been an incredible first look at the Haslab Star Wars Mandalorian Razor Crest. What a triumph in terms of crowdsourcing. I believe this is one of the most successful crowdsourcing projects that Haslab has ever done, and the results speak for themselves. Oh my gosh. It has been a long time coming, numerous delays, a lot of people, basically chomping on the bit to finally see even a glimpse of this. And now that we have these in hand, this, I believe, to be one of the best Haslab projects that has ever been made. I can't believe how much detail has been put into this. Just wonderful little details, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. These pictures have only allowed us to scratch the surface of the details that are actually involved with this particular project. Whoever has this, please do share it with your friends. Do showcase it in your home and let other people share in your joy and everything that comes with it. This project is an absolute triumph. Congratulations to everybody who backed it. And of course, congratulations to the Haslab Star Wars team. Guys, you've done it. I want to give a huge thanks to Clarence Wong for sending me these pictures and allowing us to have a deep dive. Razor Crest, Clarence, thank you so much. This is an absolute pleasure. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure that everybody here appreciates it as well. What are your thoughts about this wonderful Haslab project? Has it exceeded your expectations? And are you guys just absolutely blown away as I am with these pictures? Does the fact that the Razor Crest was blown up in the series still bother you? And is it still a major sticking point on the reason why this should not have been made in the first place? Or is this something which you're still looking to get and hopefully can acquire it on the secondary market? Guys, please leave those comments in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this episode, please do leave me a like. It really helps me out. If you have any comments or suggestions on anime, cartoons, toys, collectibles, or anything else you'd like me to review, please leave that in the comment section below and consider subscribing, as it helps YouTube to realize I'm doing a great job and you guys enjoy my work. Well, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. This is the way, everybody. This is the way. Geek proud.